Hey buddy, SD Costume Guy, and just gonna do a video on my attempt to make a pirate hook hand. I went to Home Depot today, picked up some parts, but I thought I'd do a video just in case it turned out good or good enough. And people usually ask me how I made something, and they don't have a video. And there's a lot of projects that I'm working on that I just kind of work on for like a week straight, and then I'm like 95% done, and then I don't want to do it anymore for some reason. I just kind of don't have the time, or just like, oh, I got to go to the store and get this, or oh, I need to buy some more of that. And so here's one thing I was working on. This is a EVA foam head that I put expanding foam around, and then I was going to carve it to look like rock, and it was coming out pretty good, but then I said, well, you know what, maybe I'll add some Bondo. Well, I put the Bondo on it, and then I ran out of Bondo, and Bondo is not that easy to work with, especially for my first time working on it. So I kind of gave up on that right now. Maybe another time. Here's Bob. Sometimes I use him to put some stuff on while I'm working on it, but most of the time my son Dylan's punching on it. Mask I made previously from a gold zombie mask from Spirit Halloween, and all I did was put tape on it and stain it with leather stain, I think, or shoe polish, seal it with Mod Podge glue, and I have some screws coming out here as teeth and stuff like that. But I completely changed the way the zombie mask looked before I started on this. Okay, let me pause it real quick. Here's my attempt on a straight jacket, and I got like 4 straps added on here so far. And on the front, or I guess this is the front, yeah. So I got some straps, or 1 strap here, and these are 2 dress shirts. I should have did a video on how to make this, but I added a sleeve cuff. This is where there's like 2 shirts, and I used the sleeve of another shirt that was a little bit smaller, and added it on here, and added some material to cover up the seam and kind of weathered it and stuff. But I need to work on it some more. And there's Jack, waiting for his next appearance. I have not worn him out to any conventions yet. I have a complete costume with a name tag and everything, but not really. I don't know how it can't. I don't know how it's not a complete costume, because you can pretty much just wear anything with it. But I have the name tag that says Jack CEO. So let's go over to the pirate hook hand thing I'm going to be working on. Okay, so unfortunately this cost me about $28.99. $28.89. This piece here, I think it was a 4-inch pipe. Figured I'd put my hand in here like that. Now I was going to use like a cup, but it always seemed like there was too much of my wrist showing. Of course, I have a jacket on, and it'd probably go up in the sleeve, but I kind of wanted it to be a little bit longer, so I got this piece. So I figured it'd be this long, and then I have this end cap. Once I get it all together and sanded and stuff like that. I mean, my elbow's still way back here, so that's just the idea I have. Let me stack that up. I believe, like I said, I believe this is a 4-inch, 3-inch up here, and then this down here is a 4-inch, and then this is a 3-inch also, I believe. 3-inch. Let me put this in a little more. There we go. And then this is an end cap, and it's definitely a 3-inch. It actually says on there. So I figured I'd do that, like that. Maybe paint this metal. Maybe put leather around here with some like little studs or something like that. Still getting ideas. I had to get JB Weld to hold these pieces together. It says it will. And I got this. I was gonna get a bar and bend it, but I don't have a vise. So I got this hook here. It's like a hanging hook to hang a bicycle on. This was like $2. But I figured it's got a coating on it, and I think I can take the coating off of it. I'm gonna have to drill a hole here in the center. Gotta put this up a little bit. Of course, it'll go down inside a little bit more, and I'll have that hook. But I'll take this coating off of here. I figured once I get the hole drilled, I can put this, maybe use some thread tape and some glue to keep that in place. Put this other one in from the bottom, also thread tape and some glue, and it'll lock it into place. And I can put some epoxy sculpt maybe around here to cover the bolt so you just don't see a bolt. Or a nut, I'm sorry, a nut. So we'll give that a try. The first thing I'm going to try and do here, if I can find my thing, is to see if you can cut this coating off. Now I have this, I can't even think of what this darn thing is called. Jigsaw. Got it brand new for Christmas, like 2 Christmases ago. And I got this table at Walmart, and I thought it would be good enough to be on it, but no, as soon as you turn the jigsaw on, the whole damn table shakes. It's not sturdy enough. And then with the weight of this, it's starting to bow the plastic table. So I gotta get a better workbench or something. Now, cutting into the metal here, or not the metal, the plastic coating, and it looks like it's sealed right up. There we go. Yep, it's coming off. Look at that. So that was my idea. I didn't want to have to buy there was a U-bolt. I think it was called a U-bolt. It had threads on both ends. I would have had to, one, cut it or bend it, and I don't have a vise, so I don't know how hard that would have been. I would have had to bend it into this shape. It would have had threads on both ends, so on this end of the U-bolt, I would have had to grind down the threading. I know this is a point, and those bolts don't fit this threading, but I figured it's close enough and I can get it to work. So that is coming off, and I can dull this down with maybe some sandpaper and some weathering and stuff like that, but I'll go ahead and cut through this last piece of the rubber here. I'm going to pause it real quick because the trash man's coming. Okay, the garbage man, trash man, sanitation worker, whatever you like to call it, is now down the street a couple houses, so it's not so loud. So I got that coating off of there. This is a flat piece. When the rubber coating was on there, it was rounded, so I might take a file and round that off so it's just more rounded. I don't want to make it a point because it might not be allowed in the convention or something, or if I do make it a point, it'll be really dull. But I'm gonna have to figure out how much to cut off of here, so one, that it can go into here, and then it won't be so long in the inside because my hand's going to be in there. I don't want to have too much of this inside the piece. So I'll find the center of here, drill out a hole, see where I got to put that, kind of put this in place with some, can't think of the thread tape, and just kind of see what I got. So we'll go ahead and pause it right here. So I found the center of this cap. I have a step bit drill that has different sizes on here, and this size here is where I usually do or I know not to go past when I'm doing hockey masks, drilling out vent holes in a hockey mask. So I put that black marker line on there. So I'm going to go ahead and take this on the drill and drill out a hole and see what I can get. Okay, so I drilled the hole, and liking it, definitely liking it. Drilled the hole a little small so I can just use the threading to go in here, so it doesn't fall all the way through. I think I'll put that washer on there, and I keep calling it a washer, it's a nut. So when I went up to the counter at Home Depot, I didn't have I had a photo of the price tag of this so I could enter it in the computer there. But it actually has some lettering on here. It's backwards here on the film, maybe if I don't turn it around before I post it, but it's BED, and I put that in the computer, the register there, and it comes up with the price. So let me put this on here. I think I can put epoxy sculpt around this nut to cover up that it's a nut. Okay, so if I put it right about there, and I'm just gonna go ahead and mark inside where the nut. I got a washer too. Got a washer. Put the nut, and then I can kind of see how much I need to cut off, because I don't want all this inside here. And not only do I not want all this inside here, I don't want it to irritate my hand at all. So I'll go ahead and mark that the best I can. All right, well, I'll go ahead and cut that and see what I can come up with. So I've gotten almost all the way through with my Dremel. I was trying to use this for the last bit of it, but it's not working, so I gotta go back with the Dremel. It's almost there. Almost there. But the trash man came by again, so I'm glad I had it on pause. Man, using that Dremel, it really tore up the disc that I had. I remember I used to have those discs that would break all the time, but these are pretty good discs now. But I have another one here. One of these here. See if we can put this on. And that should be able to get through the next part of the piece I need to cut off. So I'll be right back. Okay, I got that piece cut off now. I'll make sure it cools down a little bit. So that'll go in here. I think this will still go around here. Yep. And I might be able to save maybe part of this rubber piece. There goes the trash man up the hill now. So I'm going to pause it real quick because he's nearby. I was trying to find my safety goggles, and good old Bob over here was wearing them. So I got them. Yeah, so that extra piece of coating at the end, I just put it on the bottom here, and maybe that'll help me keep it from... No, the trash man again. Hold on. And I got the thread tape on here. I'm going to put the nut on here. I'm going to use some resin to hold it in place, and this will be at the very top of this piece. And here comes the trash man again. There's 3 different services that come by here. Okay, I think we're free and clear of the trash man now. We use some of this JB Quickie Weld, whatever it's called, to secure this nut in place at the very top of the threading of the hook. I didn't have any popsicle sticks. I must have ran out. Maybe because I stopped eating popsicles. Go ahead and put that. I'm going to pause it real quick. There's a car coming that's pretty loud. Yep, that person was an a-hole and made sure they revved their engine really high. And here comes their wife. I guess they were both off to work at the same time. One has like a Camaro, and the other one's like a Roadster 2-seater car or whatever. I don't know, maybe they're retired, maybe they're just going out. Anyway, I'm putting some of this JB Weld here on the threading. And this stuff cures, I think, in about 6 minutes or so. I remember what the package said. 6 minutes, yeah. So we only got 6 minutes of work time. So I'm going to go ahead and start threading this on. It is a little bit tighter now because of that piping thread. And I'm going to get it just to the top where the threading ends. And I didn't have popsicle sticks, so I used a piece of EVA foam. Not too worried about the clean up too much, because if I can, I'm going to try to cover that up with epoxy sculpt, which is like a hard resin, I guess, putty, sandable, drillable. I'm going to go ahead and put that right to the top. So now, once that sets in 6 minutes, it cures for like 24 hours, it'll be set, but cut this little piping thread off. Once we get that all hardened up, that'll go inside here, and then I'll put more threading tape on there, more resin, and I'll put this other piece on, and that'll secure it in place. But before I do all that, I want to sand this, take all this engraving off of it, take this off so it's nice and smooth, take the heat gun, take the sticker off so there's no residue left behind, and scratch up this surface a little bit so that way it can glue to this surface. And now this has a little niche here, this has a little niche here. I'll probably keep those lined up so that way it keeps everything on the same side and I don't have mess ups on different sides, and I can maybe keep this towards the bottom or something if I don't get it too smooth. But I'm going to end the video now. It's about 15 minutes, plus I gotta let this dry and I gotta go pick up my son from school. So there you have it so far. Pirate hook hand. In the attempt to make a pirate hook hand, that should go on like this, and then like this, and then on here, once it's like that, of course all together, and then the hook. And we'll dull down that shiny look and try to make it so it's not so brand new before I'm finished. There you have it. Have any questions, let me know.